Oh, yeah, here we are. Welcome, welcome. And somebody give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Great, great, great. Okay, so welcome. So it's lovely to see you all. I'm Ellie Pascal and I'm so happy to see you. Welcome, Deborah, Maria, H, Janet, Louise, hi. And yeah, there's never any obligation to have your camera on in this space, but if you would like to, you're really welcome. I love seeing your faces, and yeah, there's 2 invitations to you who are coming on. Hi, Sue. I am inviting you to put your name and your location and how you are in the chat if you'd like. And once you've done that, I invite you to tune into the fact that you're here in a body. And I'm noticing that as soon as I do that, my body wants to move, but it might not be the same for you. My invitation is twofold here. To tune into both the fact that you're in a body. You might even like to say out loud or in your mind, "Hi, body, I'm listening." You might like to bring your hands to your body. That is a lovely way to help your nervous system to regulate. Because when we experience touch, it activates oxytocin in our system, which means we get support to feel connected and calm. And as you're saying hello to your body, and you might like to close your eyes to do this. As I said, you might like to give a bit of movement. You might like to be still. I invite you to tune into the fact that we're going to be here together for about 80 minutes today. And so my invitation to you is to be really mindful and kind to yourself right now and say, what is it that I need right now in order to feel as comfortable as I can be for this time? Right? If you just come in, I invite you to put your name and location in the chat. Right? What is it that you need? And sometimes these things that we need are very, very practical. Right? What we need is a drink. It's sunny here. Hi, Laura. It's sunny here in Manchester. So you might want to think about hydration, also temperature. Do you need a blanket? Do you need to throw off all your clothes like a toddler and run around? What is your body telling you? You need your journal. There will be invitation to journal later, if you like. And yeah, once you've got all the things, I invite you to tune in purely to your felt sense right now. And I invite you to stay tuned into your felt sense throughout this session. I'll explain more about why that is later. But that might mean that you'll keep your eyes closed. It might mean that you'll keep hands on yourself. Maybe you need a full-on hug. Right, staying in touch with how you are and who you are. And what position you want to be in. Of course, you might not even want to be sitting or lying. You might want to be moving or standing. It's all welcome. And I'm going to touch on some more housekeeping bits and bobs and introductions here. If you've just come in, I invite you to put your name and location in the chat. There's no obligation to do that, but you're welcome. So I'm Ellie Pascal. I'm an embodiment coach, a mindfulness-based pain and stress management teacher, a somatic healer, a guide for those going through the awakening process, and a creator. And the reason that I'm blessed to be here holding this space today is because of the journey that I've been on. the past 18 years. This is my second career. My first career was as an actor. And though that was very delicious and shiny and successful, quote unquote, in many ways, my soul had other plans for me. And I've been on a journey through the initiations of what we can call chronic fatigue, could call Kundalini awakening, we could call PTSD. And during this time, in order to allow my body to heal, because I was raised by quite revolutionary parents, so I had that thread of thinking differently in me from a young age, and I just thought, I'm not broken. Like, nothing is wrong here. I sense, I know, I can hear my inner wise woman, and I'm going to listen to her and find out what it is that my body needs and what I'm being guided to in order to find a deeper kind of peace and joy and aliveness and healing than I had before. And so, because of that, I've spent over 40,000 hours listening to and allowing my body to heal and guide me over these years. And this has given me a deep and exceptional understanding of the human body and what it takes for us to truly be happy, to truly heal, to truly be who we are. And so now I'm blessed to support other people to tune into who they really are by listening to their bodies and to create wonderful shifts in their lives. Yeah, I'm so delighted that we're all here today, and I can support you to do that. And I feel like that was quite a lot of words and logic. And so again, I invite you to take a moment and tune into your precious body. Maybe letting your eyes close, maybe noticing those sensations where you can feel yourself held and supported by the ground or the furniture. And allowing yourself to soften and sink into that 1% more. Yeah, wonderful. Mhm. Yeah. And so today, the structure of the session we'll do a short guided practice in a moment to open the space. And then I'm gonna dive us into this month's topic, our focus. And then well, actually, that's going to be interspersed with some other bits of embodiment practice and then a longer piece. So you can tell already that I'm always guiding you to come back to what you feel. Yeah, yeah. And it's such a delight for me to be able to offer this community session, to make this community space. And that it's accessible for everyone, right? It's totally free. And also, there is the option, if you would like to donate, to do so. That supports me to keep coming every month to hold space for this community, it supports my technology costs and the time and the love that I bring. So, if you would like to make a donation, yeah, I'll put the link for that in the chat box here. It's also in my emails that you'll get from me. And yeah, deep gratitude to you. I appreciate all of your donations, and yeah, you're so welcome, whether that feels right to you or not. Okay, so welcoming you lovelies into this space. Aparajita, welcome. In India. From India, now you're in New Jersey. Beautiful. Ooh, Sue in Norfolk. Valerie, hi Valerie in Ireland. Yeah, so lovely to see you. Louise, welcome. Scotland. Yeah. Julia from Arizona, welcome. Louise, I loved seeing your paw there, your waving hand. Uh, Maria from Sacramento, welcome. Mel in Manchester, lovely to see you. Abby, okay, thank you for telling me, Abby. Abby in Israel, welcome. Kala, so nice to see you. Tired and committed to being in devotion to self-nurture. Committed to being in devotion to self-nurture. Yeah, beautiful. Hmm. And Erica in Chicago, Laura in upstate New York, Deborah in Pittsburgh, or Debbie, Sigve in Finland. Hmm. Kala says here with the intention to connect to receiving abundance and ease. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. So I just want to take a breath here again and invite you, lovelies, to come back to your body. You might do that by noticing your feet on the ground, by noticing that you're breathing, noticing how it feels for you to be here in this space. For some of you, it might feel edgy to be here. When I started on this path of self love, a part of me just wanted to throw up in my handbag. She was like, "What is this?" The part of me that had been conditioned to be harsh and edgy with myself. So maybe there's some of that here for you, or maybe you're well versed or simply just delighted to be here dropping into self love. And whatever is true for you, it's so welcome. Yeah. Mm, okay. So let us open this space. If your eyes are open, I do invite you to close them. And if you like, in your mind, saying the words, "Here I am, here I am." You might like to support yourself to land in the moment and in the 3D 1% more by imagining the ground rising up to meet your body. Here I am. Mhm. And in your mind's eye now, if you're a visual person, or simply with your sixth sense, if you're not, I invite you to notice that a doorway has appeared in your awareness. And this is a doorway that is very pleasurable for you to notice. Maybe the colors are delicious. Who knows, maybe it's a soft, fuzzy, furry doorway that you just want to touch. And you know that behind this doorway is all of the self acceptance and deep self welcoming that you need and want. And as you're ready, I invite you to reach out and step through the door. Find yourself in your realm of self love, knowing that this is the place where you rejoin your full power. This is where you come home to yourself, and so it is. Mhm. Yeah. Okay, lovelies. So I'm going to guide us into our topic now. I'm going to share images on the screen, but you might want to keep your eyes closed, right? You might just want to stay here in touch with your heart. Okay. Maria, could you give me a thumbs up if you can see that? Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, beautiful. Need to hop out and come back in. I may hop in and out at points of the screen share, guys, because I need to do that to let people in if more people come. Just FYI. Okay, there we go. All right. Oh, so how to love yourself? Hmm. Right. Well, the most powerful way that I know is to listen to and honor the guidance in your body. And I'm going to be supporting you to do that throughout this session. Yeah. I'm always going to be guiding you to come to what you feel first and foremost, because your body is your compass. Your body is your felt sense compass, and she, he, or they are always communicating with you, telling you what truly feels good for you and what you're being guided to let into your life, and what you should have your boundaries with, what doesn't feel good, what you're saying no to. And so, this is the voice that's telling you what it is you truly need, and it is the only authority that there is on how to best take care of yourself and how to love yourself. And listening to your body will transform your life. And that's why this is what I guide. It has transformed mine. I invite you to take a breath with that. Again, noticing what it is that you're feeling right now, and that might feel clear or not so clear. You might find that you're noticing emotion, sensation, lack of sensation, just gently inquiring what is here. And a primary foundational, wonderful way to connect to your body and therefore be open to self love is to support your body to feel safe enough to communicate with you, to tell you how they're feeling. Right? When we're in a state of dysregulation in our nervous system, which many of us are in most of the time, encourages our systems to be shut down, to be tense, to be numb, and also we don't have access to self-compassion. So regulating the system is a very wonderful thing to do, and it's also often very delicious. So let us take another moment and take another step with that now. And one thing that's going on when we are dysregulated in our nervous system is that our minds are in the future or the past. Our brains, which is part of our nervous system, are very historical. So they tend to be remembering what was difficult or dangerous in the past and bringing it on like a big old truckload of stuff into the present. And they make us be like meerkats, like, uh, what could go wrong? What could go wrong? What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Right? And there's a state of vigilance here, and that can show up for us actually as numbness. It can show up as fatigue. It can show up as anxiety, as anger. And a great way to bring ourselves out of that space is to come into the present moment. And we can do that by using our senses. So I invite you, if you like, to use your eyes right now to take in the space that you're in. And I invite you to let your awareness show you something here which signals safety. So for me, it's my candle on my altar. For me, it's the statuette there that my sister gave to me. What is it for you? It might be really simply that the door is closed in this space, so you know that it's private. It might be that you like the color of the walls. Maybe you're outside and you can see a friendly tree, right? Orientating to the present moment and orientating to safety. And if it doesn't feel so nice for you to use your eyes in this moment, you might like to orientate to the present moment by gently pushing your feet into the ground and letting your body know, here I am, right? Here I am. Or again, you might like to imagine that floor or the furniture rising up to meet your body, supporting your system to land in the now. When we're dysregulated, we tend to have a body which is reaching to a degree up and forward. And this is not a very delicious or calming state to be in. So, if you allow yourself to really land where you are, imagining that ground or the furniture rising up to meet your body, then you can land right in this present moment. And you might notice that it feels great for you to be doing this, or you might notice that actually there's a kind of an energy in you that wants to be moved. And another way to regulate the system, which is delicious, is to bring some movement because this tells ourselves, tells our brain, tells our nerves that it's safe to move. There isn't a threat here. Now, I notice that I'm moving gently, kind of like water, quite serpentine. You might find that you actually want to wiggle your toes, stretch out your face, jiggle your shoulders around. You might want to shake your hands. Shaking is really wonderful for the nervous system. And if you like, as you're ready, coming to stillness. So, why am I here guiding sessions in self love, right? Self love in our world has been given, at best, a backseat and at worst, a really freaking bad rep. Bad rep, bad rap, bad rap, bad rep, bad rep. Which one is it? A bad rap, bad rap. We live in a world, some people call it the patriarchal world. Some people will cite the start of this as the Industrial Revolution. Some people link it to the witch burnings, or even way before that when the Roman Catholic Church arrived on the scene around the 4th century. Whatever the reason, we know that we're living in a world right now which asks us to be fast, which tells us lies like self-sacrifice, like self-denial are necessary in order for us to be the best we can be, to get the job done. We want to be everything for all people. We want to be fast. We want to be productive. Maybe this is because we still have the echoes, or more than echoes, of Protestant work ethic in our world and Catholic guilt. I think it's certainly in part because of the presence of trauma in our world and in our bodies. Many of us knew traumatic relationships before we knew healthy ones. Marianne Williamson teaches us not to freak out, but cites the fact that who didn't grow up in a dysfunctional family, right? This world is a dysfunction. And we're here at a beautiful time right now when we are returning our world from fear to love. And this is why so many of us are here doing this kind of wonderful, important work at this time, which our near ancestors never did. And at the same time, there is still a lot of trauma in our world right now. And this means that many of us are living with a lot of very unkind deficiency beliefs about ourselves. And generally, these beliefs were created at a young age. Things to do with what's wrong with us, what we did wrong, what we're doing wrong. And we created these beliefs in order to survive in environments where our caregivers weren't meeting our needs. And this is not pointing the blame at anyone. It is my humble, but I believe utterly valid belief that we're always right where we need to be. And all of our parents did the best that they could. And at the same time, yeah, there has been this patterning where our parents and our parents' parents and our parents' parents' parents had trauma and had trauma and had trauma. And therefore, as children, though our parents were doing the best that they could, we often found that we weren't feeling loved and our needs weren't being met. But it wasn't safe for us as kids to pull our parents up, to say to our caregivers, hey, you're not doing a good enough job. Hey, you, stop being angry around me. Hey, you, buck up, please. Can you please let me feel my emotions? Can you please be kinder? Can you please, yeah, feed me the right food, whatever it is. And so we made it our own fault. Right? This is very common as children. We decide, okay, I did something wrong, and that's why daddy isn't happy, and that's why daddy isn't able to tend to my needs today. And therefore, if I can be better, then he will be calmer, and then my needs will be taken care of. So, again, this perpetuated cycle of what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? I'm bad. I'm bad. Oh, and it makes me wanna wiggle again, and it makes me wanna shake, and so it makes me wanna invite you guys to tune into your bodies. These are big topics, and it might be that you're a child or a child of, your caregiver's an adult child. It might be that you are also a parent yourself at this time. Whatever is true for you, I am inviting you to take a breath, notice your body in the space, and see what you need. What are you feeling? Do you need a hug? Do you need to take a deep breath and let the exhale happen slowly? This helps to activate the chill out arena of our nervous system. Do you need to notice your feet on the ground? Right? Whatever is here for you right now, this session is a space for you to open to release to the habits of being harsh on yourself. No matter what, our world can feel so upside down at this moment. And I'm here to invite you to let go of any self blame. This is a space for radical self forgiveness. You are doing the absolute best that you can. Mhm. So take a breath with that. And again, being in touch with how you're feeling in this moment. And we're going to take 5 or so minutes right now to drop in a little deeper to the body. As I said at the start of the session, being connected to what we feel is the key to self care and self love. So if you like, I invite you to let your eyes close. Again, you might actually notice that your body's feeling dynamic. Do you want to be moving? Do you want to be shaking your hands? Do you want to be making a noise? Ha! So at points throughout this session, as you may well have noticed, I may make noises. I might speak in light language, which is a non-linear form of expression. I'll be doing whatever it is I need to do to stay in touch with how I feel and what I need. And I invite you to do the same for yourself, to free yourself. And if you like right now, I invite you to imagine some roots dropping down from your body deep into the earth. Sense them going down through soil, past rock and crystal, reminding you that you're not alone. You are held by this incredible planet which wants to hold you. And with your next breath, letting your awareness come to your heart. If you like, imagining or even sensing a warm light glowing there. Noticing the warm presence of acceptance and love. The fact that your heart does not judge. And then, if you like, allowing that kind perspective to take in your lower body. So, taking in your feet, legs, and hips, Noticing whether there's sensation or lack of sensation. Noticing whether there's sensation that feels pleasant or challenging. And if you like, welcoming what it is you can feel or any numbness in the same way that you would welcome a friend, letting them be just as they are. Perhaps asking your body what you need, what she needs, what they need, what he needs. What do you feel and what do you need? And it might simply that be that you need to be here, just noticing what it is that's in your experience. Everything that you feel gets to be here. Ooh. And then allowing your awareness to move up from the level of your hips, where you've got your pelvic bowl, your genitals, your lower back, to take in your upper body, so belly and back and lungs and chest. Noticing what it's like to put your awareness there. In this amazing upper half of your body, welcoming your shoulders and your arms and your hands, your neck and your throat, and your head and your face. What's it like to have your awareness in your face when there's absolutely nobody to please? What's it like to have your awareness in your back when there's nowhere to go? Allowing whatever it is that you're noticing, you're feeling, numbness, emotion, sensation to be here. Ooh. And if you like, imagining again the ground or the furniture rising up to meet your body, supporting you to soften and to sink into the now. Everything that you feel gets to be here. You can only get this right. Wonderful. Hmm. So this session was inspired by actually a conversation I had with someone who's here. Um, you know who you are. So I was chatting with a friend of mine last weekend, and I was talking about how I had been cultivating self-love for more than a decade. And speaking about that made me appreciate what I called this garden of self-love, which had grown and blossomed and been nurtured inside of me over the years. And the real nub of appreciation was about the fact that this garden, because I've returned to it so often, spent so much time there with some of the practices and the tools that I'm sharing here today, it's grown so luscious that though I do find myself still in self blame and self unkindness, the presence of that garden glowing and humming with kindness is so strong in me that I'm generally always aware that I'm being unkind, even if I can't, quote unquote, make the unkindness go away straight away. And I can often, if not always, find my way back to that garden of self love very quickly because the pathways that I've paved there are now very grooved and well worn and paved with my own special yellow bricks, and my own footprints are there, and I find my way back. And when I get there, it's filled with familiar tools and phrases and energies and, like, postcards and post-its that have stuck on the wall of remembering how wonderful I am and what I deserve. And this is what I witness in my clients as well. And so I'm really delighted this month to be bringing this old school foundational topic, how to love yourself, and be supporting you to nourish your own garden of self-love wherever you're at with it, whether for you're planting your first seeds, or you're hanging out with some big old trees. And I'm really delighted to be supporting you to do this because of the practical magic that self-love brings to our lives. When you flip the script from self-criticism to self-acceptance and celebration, this has a profound effect on your nervous system because the tyrannizer of your inner critic can no longer rule the roost, or they're no longer ruling the roost all the time. And the presence of our inner critic, and it makes me want to rub my shoulders, and wiggle around and exhale. The presence of our inner critic can be so, yeah, tyrannical, so um, sometimes silently and subliminally vicious inside of us, that when we start to get a handle on that and bring in self love instead, this is um, transformative for our blood pressure, for our nervous system, and therefore our health, lowering blood pressure and anxiety, helping to heal IBS, chronic fatigue, chronic pain, depression. And you know, the portal of self love is such a potent energy channel in your being. Arguably, it's the only one that really matters. It is your connection to source. It is the gateway, the opening to your connection to source. And therefore, when you are kind to yourself, you are deepening your capacity to even be creative, to even be quote unquote productive, to receive abundance, to be inspired, to know who you are, to experience turn on. In the words of Chandler Bing, it is all very good, right? Self love is profound, powerful, practical magic. And for me, it came into my life unexpectedly because I didn't know that I didn't love myself or that I wasn't kind to myself. To the outside world, I looked like a very well adjusted, shiny, successful young woman. But my body started to speak up, yeah, nearly 2 decades ago when I was 22 with what we can call chronic fatigue. And then I was led to spend months in a trauma clinic. And when I was there, because it gave me the opportunity to slow down and to listen and to be kind, I realized how horrid I'd been being to myself since I was little. And yeah, how I'd been pushing myself and shaming myself and constantly telling myself that what I did wasn't good enough, restricting my food in order to be quote unquote more beautiful by being thinner, insane things. And I remember lying on the bed in the trauma clinic and getting this image of a tiny little creature shaking with fear in my chest, and realizing that's how frightened I am of my own inner critic, and that's how much power it has over me. And I'm not going to live this way anymore. There is another way. And I also knew, I felt that self love was a big part of the part that I'm here to play in the remaking of our world at this time, to support others and also bring in myself to kindle, to birth, to doula in a world that is kind. a world where life is empowering and celebratory of our strong and sensitive souls. And since that day, my life and my health have transformed. And I'm really, it is my honor. And I don't even know why, but in this moment, this makes me want to wiggle around as well. Like it is my honor and privilege to support others in this revolution, to support others to remember that nothing has greater meaning and impact in this world than love and self kindness. Nothing has more meaning or impact in this world than love, and it has to start with us. So now we're gonna drop into a more substantial journey with self love here, experiential embodiment. Yeah, and I'm going to support you to utilize the tools of self love, including embodied connection and more regulation, self kindness, self celebration, and having reverence for your needs. Right. Yeah, wonderful. So take a breath with that. I am going to take a 3-minute comfort break. We're going to come back at 30 minutes past the hour, and then we'll go into our journey. All right, dear ones. Hey, everyone. Ah, okay. So we're going to move into the journey and just having a little look in the chat here. Sandy says, I love this artwork. Did you create these paintings? I made them with my new favorite toy. I made them with AI, and it is deeply fun. Yeah. Erica says, a coach I work with calls our inner critic our invasive weed voice. And I feel like that fits really well with the self love garden you're talking about, right? Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And we don't have to make the inner critic wrong. All parts of ourselves are here because they served a really good purpose at a time. We brought them in, we cultivated them to meet a need that didn't get met. But now, the longer we live and the more we open to love, the more we get to make the adult choices to say, you don't feel nice in my body. Like, if you've got a piece of guidance for me, say it nicely. Or please go and sit quietly in the corner. And you can have blankets and you can have, cups of tea and you can watch the sunrise and you can, but you don't get to speak to me like that. You get to be here, but I take your power away. Ah, Maria says, can we get a copy of the slide presentation with the lovely visuals? I'd love to make copies. Maria, thank you for this suggestion. Please, will you send me an email? Just respond to one of my emails with that request and we can talk about it. Laura says, I had a massive release when you put up the photo of the sad looking toddler. I cried out. Oh, yeah, I really hear you. I know I've used that picture a lot of times because it really resonates for me as well. Yeah. Yeah, so I hope that you, Laura, or anybody else here who is journeying with anything that might feel challenging, that you're remembering to call on the tools that we've been using, whether it's giving yourself a hug, allowing your body to move as they want, wrapping yourself in a blanket, gentle shakes, telling yourself how well you're doing. Yeah, okay. So let us go into our journey. So we're going to be journeying for at least 15 or 20 minutes. So do get yourself as comfortable as you can be. There's no rules. You want to hang upside down from your yoga swing like a bat? You are so welcome. You want to lay down, you want to roll around, you want to sit, whatever feels most loving. And if you like, I invite you to let your eyes close. Again, allowing those words to drop into your awareness. Here I am. Here I am. And if you like, again, imagining the ground, the furniture, whatever is beneath your body rising up to meet you, noticing those places where you can feel the gentle pressure where your body meets what's holding you. And let it hold you 1% more, softening into gravity. There is nothing to do or achieve, nowhere to go. And notice that you are in your realm of self love. And notice that within it is a garden. If you're a visual person, you might envisage this, but you also might simply sense it. And I invite you to notice the aliveness of this garden. Notice what is here. It's going to be really pleasing and pleasurable for you. So maybe there's running water, birds, maybe there's butterflies, flowers, trees. There could be a temple space with a goddess. There could be anything. And I invite you to notice that along with the energy of aliveness that is in this garden, this energy of nature, your garden is humming with the energy of kindness. There's a palpable sense of self appreciation here. Nature appreciating itself, the birds appreciating the branches of the trees. Ah, the leaves appreciating the sunlight, as if this garden is humming with the phrases I see you, I honor you, I love you. And I invite you to notice which part of this garden is bringing you the most pleasure right now. And if you like, to allow that energy of kind appreciation to be present in your heart and to send some of that to this part of the garden that you're appreciating. Right. You might even like to use one or all of those phrases. I see you, I honor you, maybe I respect you, maybe I love you. Now I invite you to notice that you are nature as well, that your being is viscerally alive, that you have skin, sensitive skin, that you have precious eyes that notice the fluctuations in light, that you have a mouth that tastes, that you hear, that you are alive, and that you are sacred nature as well. And I invite you to notice that the garden is showering this energy of kind appreciation on you. What's it like to receive that? You might feel it like warm light landing on your skin or even seeping into all your cells. I see you, I honor you, I love you. And notice what it's like to receive that energy of kind appreciation in your heart. And then I invite you to notice how, just as you told the garden, I see you, I honor you, that the nature of your body and of your being is just as infinitely worthy of that kind appreciation. And I invite you to send it from your heart into and around your own being. And maybe you're simply circulating that sense of warm, kind energy around your body. Or maybe again, you're using the phrases, I see you, I honor you, I love you. You might like to be staying still, or you might like to be moving your hands to caress your own skin, to give yourself a hug, perhaps. I see you, I honor you. And if there's any resistance, if there's any part of you that finds this difficult or is against it, I invite you simply to welcome that bit to be here too. That is part of the being that you are. All parts of us get to be here. And if you like, holding that part of you in kind appreciation as well, it's just trying to take care of you. Or maybe for you, this is just a full on delicious experience. You're like basking in it, basking in this energy of kind appreciation as it circulates and flows from you to you, from your heart all through your cells. I see you, I honor you, I love you. And now I invite you to notice that this energy of appreciation coming from the garden is inviting you to celebrate one thing about you right now. And it might be something as simple as you're celebrating that you came to do this session today. You're celebrating that you're doing this leading edge play work. A lot of people in the world might not even know what it is. That you're committed to love. That's huge. Even that you're just opening to love. Or it might be something about the wonderful, unique being you are. You're here on the planet at this time because you are needed, and the universe is grateful for you, your unique fingerprint, the way you move through the world, the way energy flows from your heart. And it doesn't, it happens that way only in you. Right. What is it that you're celebrating about yourself right now? It might be the way that you hum in the shower in the morning, the way that you sing. It might be a beautiful business that you've created, a painting that you've painted, a cup of tea that you made today, the way that you care for your garden or somebody that you love. What is it that you're celebrating about yourself right now? Notice how it feels in your body to do that. And if there's any challenge here with that, I invite you simply to come back to simply tuning in to the energy of kind appreciation in your heart and flowing it around the cells of your body. I see you, I honor you, I love you. Noticing if your body wants to be still right now, if you want to be moving. If you want to be making sounds, you want to be taking deep breaths, if you want to be massaging your toes. I see you, I honor you, I love you. Mm. Now I invite you to let your awareness come back to the aliveness of your body and to notice that because your body is alive, because your body feels things, you are very needy. You are very needy, and that's perfect. You need to be the right temperature. You need nourishing food and water. You need shelter. You need pleasure and play and to be witnessed in tribe and to be honored and welcomed as part of this beautiful universe. I invite you to notice that hanging in the garden here is a permission slip. There is a permission slip hanging maybe on a tree, and you go and you pick it up and you find that this is a permission slip to honor your own needs. Oh, to honor your own needs. And I invite you to tune into your body right now and see how this is landing. If there's resistance, any part of you saying that it's not okay to be needy, it's not safe, I invite you to notice what that part of you needs in this moment. Do they need just to be heard? Do they need a hug? Do they need space to thrash around and journal angry things? I invite you to let this part of you know that it's been heard, if it's here. And equally, maybe this is just purely delicious for you, like such a relief. You get to be alive, you get to be needy, you get to honor your own needs. And I invite you now to let your awareness tune into your life. Tune into where you tend to go, who you tend to be with, what you do, and how you feel. And my playful question to you is how much, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being hardly at all, and 10 being utterly as much as you need, how much do you honor your own needs in your life? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you tend to honor your own needs in your life? What number is it? And I invite you, just let your intuition tell you. And you're always where you need to be. You can only get this right. Just noticing. Oh, and the invitation of deliciousness right now over the next 30 days for you is to increase that number by 1. So 10% increase in how much you're honoring your needs this month. And in this moment, to let your body tell you how it would feel most delicious, kind, or easeful for you to do that. Maybe you don't often know what your own needs are, and so what you really need is to take 5 minutes or 5 hours a day. Slow down, rest, set a timer, meditate on your heart space or your emotions. Listen to this session again, whatever it might be, and actually listen to your body so that you know yourself and what you need. Or maybe it's that you need to honor your needs more in the sense of you do tend to know them, but you tend to override them. Maybe you're somebody who tends to just have another 3 coffees instead of a rest if you're actually tired. Maybe you're somebody whose body is crying out for more pleasure and you want to have a conversation with your partner about what that would look like, and you've been holding back, expressing your needs. Maybe you know that having a bath twice a week would be delicious and really healthy for you. Maybe you need a new job that lights you up. What would it look like for you? How is your body asking you to honor your own needs 10% more in the coming 30 days? Notice that. Take a breath with how it will feel when you have given yourself that 10% honoring. And if you like, make a commitment to do that. Right? Maybe this is action or inaction that your body is asking you to do this month. If you like, in the presence of all of us and our loving hearts, making a commitment to yourself to do that. And so it is, and so it is. Hmm. Hiyama yana yana kahua ra yamana katsia matsua na pahu. Hua yana manakatsa yana hahua yana kahua ra. Hua sayamana ha. And I invite you to tune into the guidance that's come through for you in this journey and notice whether you want to write it down. It might feel yummy and supportive to do that. Or you might simply want to be marinating in the deliciousness of tuning into your needs, showering yourself with kind appreciation, opening to the alive, sacred being that you are. And if you want to write anything down, going ahead. Allowing yourself to marinate for another couple of moments in the kind appreciation that has emanated from your heart and from your garden of self love. And then, as you feel ready, as we begin to bring this journey to a close, I invite you to thank this garden for being here. Thank yourself for taking this time. And as you're ready, bring some wiggles to your fingers and toes, or stroke your arms, or your eyebrows, or your cheeks, welcoming yourself back. And as you feel ready, blinking some light into your eye. Wonderful. Mm. So here we are. Welcome back, everyone. There's a very warm invitation to you, all of you, any of you who would like to share how that is, share how that was in the chat box, or maybe you have questions. You wonder what it was like for you to be in your garden of self-love? I wonder if there was any resistance. I wonder how it felt for you to tune into that self-kindness, the appreciation. I see you, I honor you, I love you. And what it was like for you to open to your own needs. Are you one who generally knows or meets your own needs? Are you one who realizes that you're freezing after being freezing for 2 hours and you hadn't noticed? What's true for you? What was it that your body, how was your body saying, "Oh, this is how I would like you to give me 10% more honoring of my needs this month." What deliciousness or kindness will that be for you? And of course, there is no obligation to share anything. Please only share things that you feel comfortable to. And yeah, your shares are very, very welcome. Maria says, very comforting and relaxing. I'm glad. Louise says, illuminating. Sue, you're welcome. Maria says, one of my cats is sitting next to me. That is the best feeling of unconditional love, right? Oh, and that would have been actually a great word if I'd thought of it. I would have just said that your garden of self-love is purring with kind appreciation. That like emanation, something is emanating a kind of love and deep comfort. That's what I think it's like when cats purr. Mm. Marcia, I embrace my sexiness. Aho, sister. I'd given myself the excuse that I am too old for that, lol, and allowing myself to wear more bright colors. Maria, this is delicious. I've got images of cherries and blueberries and honey and, yeah, super sexy flowers and birds and the bees and, Susan, I felt some emotional release when I really tuned into my body. Oh, yeah, I got an 8 for how well I take care of my needs, which is a massive improvement on what it would have been several years ago. Wonderful. It was great to hear that making some movement is a way of letting the nervous system know that it is safe. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes, if we're too frozen, moving doesn't help, and we need to actually just wrap ourselves up and be still until we feel safe enough. But when we're past that point, movement is wonderful. Yeah, and the whole of the system, the spine, the nerves, the neurons, the brain go, oh, all right. There isn't a tiger coming at me. Ah, Marcia, bright flowers for me. Beautiful. Yeah. Ooh, I'm really feeling a vibrancy from your shares. Kate says, thank you, it was perfect. Beautiful. But I've got a lot to do. What do you mean you've got a lot to do, Kate? Mel says, quite emotional for me, realizing there's been years of neglect, but also so lovely to try to step into self-love. Oh, I love the garden and nature imagery. Also, I definitely got more out of the session joining live than doing the replay like I have done most times previously. Oh, that's great, Mel. I'm really glad to hear that. And it's so lovely to have you here. And also, yeah, I hear that the emotional, it being emotional, the years of neglect. Yeah, yeah. It's interesting as I hear you say that. I didn't use the word neglect in my PowerPoint
I'm sorry. I don't like to use the word PowerPoint. It sounds so corporate. I didn't use the word neglect when I was opening the topic, but yeah, if I'd thought of it, I would have done because I think that's perfectly it. Like, and I say this without blame to society. I think we've all co-created everything over thousands of years, but there has been a invitation really to self-neglect. Whether it's the businessman who doesn't sleep enough and is high on caffeine or cocaine, who knows, um, in order to be top of his game, quote unquote, or it's the stay-at-home mother or the stay-at-home father or the woman who stays in for whatever reason who was encouraged not to think very highly of themselves, of ourselves, not very highly of our own needs, not to prioritize it, and it's part of the reason that the world is upside down. So I'm so glad that this felt good for you to try to step into self-law. Maria says, reminds me of the Joni Mitchell song Woodstock, where she sings, "We've got to get ourselves back to the garden." Yeah. I wish I could fully remember the tune. I can't, but yeah, it's beautiful. Susan says, "Do you have any experience with the vagus in the belly being activated? I feel it is part of my healing journey and learning to soothe it. I would still like to know what your thought experiences are." That's really powerful insight, Susan. So I'm curious about whether for you that shows up as what the doctors would call IBS. Hmm. You don't have IBS. Okay, so if you want to give any more description here, you're really welcome. I would need a little bit more information about for you how it feels when the vagus nerve is activated in your belly or what it's meaning for you. Um, I'm also, or the reason that your intuition, what it is that you're feeling as a challenge, or what it is that your intuition is telling you and why it's guiding you to look at the vagus nerve in the belly. I don't doubt that there is some jewel there for you. And if you'd rather not type that in the chat, you're welcome to email me. So, as we begin to close down the session, let us all take a breath together. And I invite you to notice that you are part of this community, whether you're here live or on the replay. Hmm. Yeah, it's really a gift to gather with all of you, to gather with everyone, to have you here. And it's possible that now that we've journeyed together, you're wondering what it would be like to coach with me one to one. It's possible that you're feeling like that could be a next step for you. And yeah, so as a somatic coach, as a mindfulness based pain and stress management teacher, as an embodied healer, as a creative, I support people to come home to their deepest truths and so revolutionize their lives by honoring the guidance in their bodies. And coaching with me will be most supportive for you if you're yearning for an evolution in your life. So, whether for you that is looking like you want to allow your body to heal, or you want to show up in integrity in your relationships, or you want to step into soul aligned work, or maybe for you it's something very other, but you know that the evolution that you want to call in, you don't want to do it the way you've done it in the past. You don't want it to be the kick bollock scramble, the push shove, the cookie cutter pathways that maybe you've chosen before or that you see other people doing. You want to kindle this beautiful evolution into your life by listening to your body, by honoring the knowings in your body, by returning radically to who you are, by expressing what you feel, and therefore coming over and over back to land in the truth of your soul and receiving the guidance that way. And you want to do it via self-love, right? If all or any of this is resonating for you, you are so welcome to get in touch with me. I invite you to set up what I call a connection call, which is a relaxed, delicious, informal conversation on the phone, about 20 minutes. And you can set this up for free without charge, no obligation, by going to elliepascal.com/connect. And I've just put that link in the chat. So that's elliepascal.com/connect. And yeah, I would love to connect with you and find out what's here for you and whether we're the right fit for coaching together. And let us take a breath and let us close this space. Aparajita, I love your background. Okay, so if you like, allowing your eyes to close. If you like, imagining those roots of yours, seeing them dropped deep into the earth. And noticing that here you are in your realm of self-love. And that behind you is the doorway that you came in through. Knowing that you can come back here anytime that you need. I invite you to step yourself through that door and land 100% back in your living space. Yeah, wonderful. So it's my pleasure to hold this monthly community space, and it's very important to me that this is accessible to everyone. There is no obligation to make donation, and if you would like to make donation in order to express your gratitude, this allows me to keep coming back every month, supports my technology costs and the energy and the love that I bring to the space. If you would like to make donation, that would be wonderful. I appreciate all of your donations. I'm putting the link for that in the chat here. Also, it will be in my email that you'll receive. Yeah, I think that's all of the housekeeping. I'm going to be in touch with you guys very soon to let you know the date of our session in May. Yeah, I think this is all. All right, beautifuls. Well, it's been wonderful to journey with you, and if you would like to use your voice to say your goodbyes in this space now, I'm going to invite you to unmute, and I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. It's been wonderful.
Thank you, Ellie. Thank you all. Beautiful.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
You're most welcome, everyone. Bye.